Welcome to episode 4 of our letterpress series. I'm Leanne, and in this episode I'm going to be showing you how to use your letterpress plates with your foil press. And so we're going to be making a beautifully sparkly, gorgeous thank you card for somebody with a foil sentiment rather than a letterpress sentiment. I'm going to show you what both will look like, but I thought it would be really nice to see how you use your press plates with your foil press machine. So what you'll need is your 2 press plates that you want to use, and I've got here the Astra and the thank you. I've got some of my heat activated foil from the foil press machine. I've got a fine liner, we'll need that for a little bit of decoration later. And then I've also got my foil press machine already warming up for me here. So it's warming up ready, and we'll come to that in just a second. So the first thing we're going to do is use the foil press platform and foil our sentiment onto the piece of card that we then want to letterpress with that beautiful floral image so we can colour it in. So we're going to do the thank you first. So I've got my piece of cardstock, I've got my press plate with the thank you, and then I've got my foil press all ready to go. It's already preheated, I can see the green light is where the temperature's correct, and I've got all of my pieces here ready. So all I need to do is take my thank you, and I'm going to pop that there. And don't forget to use your tweezers if you need to move it around, which just keeps you nice and safe because the platform is warm to the touch. So I'm just getting that nice and straight. I'm following the grid lines on the platform to help me do that. I've got my piece of cardstock ready, and then I'm going to cut my piece of foil to roughly the size that I need. You can be a little bit more frugal than me when you're doing it at home. I'm doing it for speed. Now, I think I'm only going to need a few seconds because it's a relatively small press plate and it's not a very complicated one, so it can be pretty quick. So I'm going to pop that on for, I'm going to say 10 seconds and see what that looks like. Now, if you're trying this for the first time and you've got your really good cardstock, maybe try those seconds on a scrap piece first with your press plate. Make sure the foiled result is what you want before you go into your good project stuff. But I'm going to go belts and braces, and I'm just going to get on with it. So what I need to do then is put my foil face down, my decorative foil face down. Actually, I'm just going to trim that a little bit closer so I can see where I'm putting it. I'm going to do that there. I'm being really picky now. So don't worry about, you put your foil a little bit littler to start with. There we are. So I've got my foil on top. Then I put my piece of cardstock on top, and I'm following the grid lines because I've made sure the die is straight beneath, and I'm following my grid lines and just putting my piece of card where I want the thank you foiled. Then I take my top plate and then I press start. And what that does is warm up the foil and the press plate to make the perfect foil transfer. And when that's been on for 10 seconds, it's going to tell me, like that. We then remove the platform by sliding it out of the base, pick that up and take it to either your Gemini Junior or your Gemini 2. Offer the foil platform forward. Remove the top plate. Remove the bit of card that you were foiling, and you can see that that impression is absolutely beautiful. Now, if I was doing this again, I would have that thank you a little bit further down, I'm going to be honest with you. So it would have been a good idea for me, top tip, to use a spare piece of card first. Thankfully, here's one I did earlier. Then you can move your foil press out of the way because you're done with that. And we're going to bring in now the letterpress platform. So I'm bringing in my letterpress platform, and I'm getting my Astra die to put that lovely floral in the corner, and then apply the ink. And remember, when you're doing your letterpress ink from your actual letterpress ink pads, the one in the box or the one that we sell separately, we don't tap, 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 we swirl, swirl, swirl to apply the ink with no pressure. Then we close that over and pop it through the machine. once you've popped it through and you remove it, you will have in the bottom corner a beautiful letterpressed floral to paint. It's your choice, your card. Do a little bit of watercolouring, and we did that in the first ever letterpress video in this series, so go and have a look at that if you'd like to see how to do the watercolouring. I've watercoloured here, and then finally all I've done to finish this off is take a ruler and one of our art liners, and this one is the 0.1 nib, and then I've just taken a ruler and I've freehand drawn a little border frame around there to join that up, which just gives it a little bit of something extra, I think. And you can see how that then turns into an absolutely beautiful little notelet. I just want to show you though, if you don't want to foil, or if you don't have a foil press, you can do exactly the same thing for a thank you note, but just do it with your black foil press ink if you want to. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And if you don't like the lines around the outside, then you can leave it as a beautiful thank you with no lines. The extra special thing we've done here though is foil pressed the floral as well. So the choice is entirely yours. So many different things you can do with these thank you notes using your foil press and your letterpress together, and I think you'll agree that feels very classy, very expensive and very unique.